Welcome, I'm Cassandra, and this is your general and love forecast for January 2018. This is for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. I'd also like to take a moment to apologize for being very, very late in getting my videos up. I had caught in a flu bug, and, well, here we are. I'm fighting it off. I'm starting to get better, but you guys have waited long enough, so enough about me. Without further ado, this is about you. Okay, for our first card, we have the Queen of Cups. So, I think most of you are pretty focused on love relationships. These could be romantic. This could even be loving relationships with your children or with family members, or even a loving relationship with a, longtime friend. But overall, the focus is on the emotions. And with the Queen of Cups upright, these are positive emotions. Now, this would be our circumstances card, and here we have the Two of Swords, which is our Moon and Libra card. And this is our card of indecision. So, some of you may be trying to make a choice. Perhaps you have multiple options. Maybe you have two different options. This could be in regards to your personal life, your romantic life, your family life, your business life. This can go into just about every aspect of your life. Now, this is about having a decision that you need to make. And a lot of times this is an emotional decision that you have to make. But you're needing to make this decision with your intellect rather than with your emotions, which is why she's blindfolded. We see the water behind her, which is, symbolizing emotions, but she's choosing to blindfold herself because she doesn't want to have the water, the emotions, make her decision for her. She's blindfolding herself so that she can make her intellect and her good reasoning abilities and her logic and her ability to weigh things out to help her decide on which thing she should choose. So, for you guys, this is definitely going to indicate that you have a choice to make. We will be clarifying, so, because I love details. Not every Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising is the same. So, we can all have situations that are somewhat similar but different. So I like to have plenty of details so that I can give quite a few different interpretations on how this can go. Okay, here we have our focus card. And we have the Knight of Cups. So, this definitely tells me that you guys are definitely focused on your love life. For most of you, anyhow. Perhaps some of you have recently started a new relationship. Or perhaps some of you might be desiring to start a relationship, or some of you may be receiving maybe a gift, or maybe even messages of a romantic nature from someone who is an admirer. And someone may be trying to pursue you romantically right now, or this could be vice versa, and maybe you are trying to pursue someone romantically right now. But either way, the focus is on love and relationships. And for those of you who are not so interested in relationships, this could be indicating that you are focused on work that and messages that pertain to art, poetry, music, things of that nature. Hospitality type of work. Generally, it's just artistic type of work. And then work that involves making things look better, or making people look better or feel more comfortable. So yes. Okay, this is the card of your recent past, or what is passing. So for some of you, you may still be experiencing this energy. And for those of you who are, this energy is of a passing nature, so it's moving away from you. And here we have the Magician, which is a wonderful card. So this indicates that you guys have definitely manifested something that you had desired. Maybe you have manifested a situation. Maybe you've manifested a romantic situation, a relationship. Or maybe some of you have manifested a career in the arts or hospitality. But this is a beautiful card because you set your intention on what you want and it manifests. So this indicates that you guys have manifested and materialized a situation into being. I want to keep coming back here because now I almost feel like perhaps you guys have more than one option to choose from relationship wise. So I feel that's going to resonate with a few of you. I feel like a few of you definitely have multiple choices to choose from in regards to romantic partners. Options are always good. Okay, here we have the Seven of Coins in the reverse position. This is the card position of the present, the here and the now energy. So when we have Seven of Coins reversed, this is about working pretty hard towards accomplishing what we want. This card is about reaping what we sow. So we can plant good seeds or we can plant not so great seeds. And when the card is in the reverse position, this can indicate that maybe the best seeds were not sown. But still, it takes a tremendous amount of work to put something like this into motion. You have to still work. But unfortunately, when it's in the reverse position, it's just not paying off. For some, this can indicate that perhaps an investment that you have invested in is losing its value. Perhaps you made an investment into real estate and it's just not working out. Maybe it's costing you way more money than you had anticipated. But overall, when this card is in the reverse position, money is not where we would need it to be. it's getting away. We're losing money when it's in the reverse position. And I mean, for those of you who are actual farmers, this can indicate that, this could be a bad harvest, your harvest may not yield much, which will really get the better of you profit-wise. So you still put a lot of hard work in, but it doesn't necessarily reflect within the profit you gain. And so, this could even be a job that some of you may have had. And maybe it's just not shown to be near as beneficial as you thought it was. So there's many different ways this can play out, but overall this is about you've invested your time, your energy, and your work into something, and it's just not showing you any profit or gain. In fact, it's leaving you essentially kind of high and dry. Okay, this is the card position of your near future. We have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is a fantastic card. This is about luck is on your side. You are in a lucky phase right now. So whatever you wish or desire can be yours. But overall, no matter what, it's like Lady Luck is just on your side. Now this is the card position of your attitude. And here we have the Judgment card in the reverse position. So when this card comes up in the reverse position, this indicates that perhaps you are not seeing or hearing the true nature of a situation. So this situation could be what you've invested your time, your energy, your hard work, and maybe even some of your money into. Or it could be within a love romantic type of relationship. Or a personal, family type relationship, or a very close friendship. So this can indicate that the true nature of the situation is not being seen or heard. So there is definitely a need to look deeper into the situation because you don't have all the facts, or you're not seeing it for what it really is. Okay, this is the card position of how other people see you. And here we have the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands is about having stiff competition. So perhaps you may feel like you are competing for something. And if you don't feel like you're competing for anything, then this can simply just be indicating that you are on the defensive. Like you are prepared for whatever may come your way, and you are just ready to defend your beliefs and your values, and maybe even yourself or your family. You are definitely prepared. You have much courage. You have a lot of courage with the Seven of Wands here. But this can be about having competition. And for those of you who do have competition, don't let them get into your head, because you got this. You got this. You'll be fine. And this competition can be in personal matters, and it can be within business matters as well. Okay, this is the card position of our hopes or fears. And here we have the Ten of Swords. So this is definitely a fear type of card, because this is a very karmic situation, and it's a very painful ending, and it's one that brings much hurt, loss, depression. I mean, look at this man. He's literally been stabbed in the back. So you can take that as a literal interpretation. Sometimes this card comes up for when we have been stabbed in the back. There is nothing easy about this card. And this is also a very karmic card as well. It's about completing a karmic cycle. And, well, completing karmic cycles are not always the easiest. And they certainly don't get completed without some pain. So, yeah, this definitely seems to fall into the fear category. Now for the final outcome card, we get the Queen of Coins. So for some of you, perhaps some of you are involved with someone that is either Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. You know, that could be their sun sign, their moon sign, or the rising sign. Or this could simply be about taking on and channeling the Queen of Coins energy. And the Queen of Coins, she is very financially secure, but she also has a desire to see others be financially secure and content as well. And she definitely loves to see people grow and mature. And she is not afraid to do it in the background. But she loves to nurture and to watch things grow. She's very good at growing. She also loves kids. You know, this type of, if you were to channel this type of energy, this would be very good. Because a financial setback is not going to throw the Queen of Coins out of balance when she's in the upright position. She can handle it. She's got this. So for some of you, that might be what this is indicating, is that you need to channel this type of energy, this type of confidence, and just know that this is temporary. It's not going to knock you down forever. This will pass. It's just a setback. And you'll be back at it in no time. You know, and for some of you, maybe you are focused on financial security. And it could potentially help you to channel this Queen's energy in order to achieve it. But overall, just have confidence. For the bottom of the deck, we get the Four of Swords in the reverse position. So, it's like you guys have been in a retreat. Some of you may have even been traveling and you have returned from a retreat or returned from a vacation. For some of you, this can indicate that perhaps you have had a surgery and you're now healing from it. But essentially, this is about resting and recuperating and regrouping ourselves. And initially, the reason that we end up having to rest and recuperate is because of going through battles. And so when we have the Four of Swords in the upright position, sometimes that can indicate that, you know, there is a temporary truce. If you happen to be involved in conflicts, that's about a temporary truce. But now the Four of Swords is in the reverse position. For some of you, this can indicate that you are back into the battle. So do be careful for those of you who are going back into a battle. And for those of you who may have had surgery and are healing, do take your time in healing. Do not push yourself too much, too quickly, too fast. And for some of you, this can just simply indicate that you had potentially isolated yourself. And now you've come out of isolation back into the world. And you may be met with a battle or two. Okay, let's get to clarifying. I want more details. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. We had our Queen of Cups. We clarify and we get the Tower. So, I hate skipping ahead, but I got to be honest with you guys. This is, put your helmet on, because damn it, this is about to get bumpy, okay? This is some very karmic stuff. Don't hate me. Don't shoot the messenger, okay? Oh, Lord. Okay. Let's just get it out there. Okay. The Tower is a very unexpected and rude type of awakening sometimes. This is something that's very shocking. I mean, this can literally rock you to your core sometimes. It's very sudden. And you don't see this coming. That's the problem. You don't see it coming. Now, this is a very karmic card, okay? And it can be experienced as negative in the beginning. But I want you guys to realize that even though it may be negative in the beginning, the Tower always ushers in a situation that helps us to basically learn our karma, and we are able to wipe the slate clean. So this can remove blockages, and this can help us to start over with a clean slate, which can be very positive. But, you know, in the beginning, it can be experienced as negative, but it turns to a positive. This is a card that is like a blessing in disguise. Now, sometimes this can literally indicate a house fire. Sometimes getting struck by lightning, but I try to not take this so literal, but I have to mention it because it may resonate with a few of you. But overall, this is shocking. Now, there can be a positive to this. For some of you who may have been trying to conceive a child, and maybe you've just given up. Sometimes the Tower card can appear, and unexpectedly, when you are no longer thinking about trying to conceive a child, just bam, like a bolt out of the blue, and you find out you're pregnant. So this can indicate an unexpected pregnancy. Now, for some of you, that would be a very positive thing. Now, for some of you, that could be a not so great thing to happen in the moment. So, if you happen to be the latter and you're not interested in becoming pregnant right now, maybe be extra precautious here over the next couple of weeks, just in case. Now, in general, this energy causes to break something down. So this could be a relationship. The Tower can come in and unexpectedly break down a relationship. This could be a romantic relationship. This could be a marriage. This could even be a very close friendship. But it's like there's a feeling of something is being destroyed. And essentially it is being destroyed, but it's to allow you to rebuild with a clean slate. So it's a very shocking, unexpected situation, and it's not always experienced as positive. It can be, but it's typically normally after we've had time to process and deal with it, because this is a very shocking type of situation. So it can take a little while to set in, and you know, then you got to deal with the fallout. But typically it will break down a situation. Now, for some of you may have been stuck within certain situations, or say some of you may have been stuck in a bad friendship, or a bad marriage, or a bad relationship where you didn't see a way out, or where you just felt like you were trapped. Now, if this is you, have no fear. The Tower is here to help. This Tower card will help remove you from a situation that you were unable to get yourself out of. So the Tower card is helpful. It's just sometimes it can take a while for us to see that this unexpected awakening was actually necessary. And sometimes, you know, this can be us receiving some very shocking information that, well, we just wished we had rather not known. But it does have its purpose. But this can lead to things breaking down. But whatever is being removed out of your life, if something gets removed out of your life from this situation, you need to know that it's being removed from your life for a very good reason. There's always a reason, and when one door closes, another always opens. And sometimes it's just hard for us to realize when we are in the moment. We can always realize it when we get farther back into the future, and then we're looking back. And we're like, oh yeah, okay, I could have never made it to where I am now had I had not gone through that. Okay, this was our circumstances card. We had the Two of Swords, which was potentially having a hard time choosing between multiple options. So, indecision. We clarify and we get the Nine of Coins. So the Nine of Coins is about self-sufficiency. A lot of times I call this my self-employed type of card, because very often people who are self-employed or entrepreneurs, this is the card that comes out for them. But this is a card of being self-sufficient. You are very comfortable material and money-wise. You have that comfort of the material that you need, and it makes you very independent so that you can take care of yourself and you can take care of your family. Now, perhaps that's what your decision is regarding, is your financial future. Maybe you're trying to make a choice in regards to your finances. Maybe you're trying to make a choice between two different lovers. Maybe one of them may be Virgo. Could be Virgo, could be Taurus, could be Capricorn. But maybe this person is a business owner, or an entrepreneur, or someone who is self-employed. Or maybe you're considering doing something like that. Okay, here we had our Knight of Cups, which was our focus card. And this is about love. Some of you may have started new relationships, or some of you desire to start another relationship, or some of you perhaps may have an admirer. We clarify and we get the Two of Coins. So with the Two of Coins, this indicates that you are juggling many different situations, but thankfully it's in the upright position, so you are able to juggle these different tasks or these different choices. You're able to do this very easily, so that's good. Now, if this is in regards to money matters, then you can definitely handle more than one task at a time. And you'll be able to do so brilliantly. Now, I feel like a lot of focus is around money, and then it kind of moves away from it. Top row, we're kind of focused on money, and then bottom row, we're not so much focused. And this is why I feel that some of you are perhaps potentially attracting someone that may be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This doesn't have to be set in stone. This could just simply be someone who has a similar type of personality. Like for instance, this is Capricorn. This is Jupiter and Capricorn card, which oddly enough with Capricorn right now. My Libra sons, you guys are having your sun squared by Pluto. Sorry, here we go with my astrology talk. For my Libra moons, your moon is being squared by transiting Pluto. And for my Libra rising ascendant people, your ascendant is being squared by Pluto, which also would then put Pluto in your 4th house. So for my Libra risings, typically this will transform you and your identity at the very core. So you may go through a period where you go through a lot of changes, and these changes could even make you look very different. You know, for some, this may indicate that you may lose some weight, or you may change the way you look in general. Or sometimes this can happen slowly, because unfortunately Pluto moves so very slowly, because Pluto will be in the sign of Capricorn until 2023. So that's a very long ways away, depending on the degree of your rising, your sun or your moon in Libra can determine when you may experience these type of issues. So if you have an early degree sun, moon, or rising, say 10 degrees or below, you guys have already been through this energy. But for those that are 10 degrees and above, well, you're still in it. And also for my Libra risings, transiting Pluto would be in your 4th house, so that would be causing some issues in the home as well. The home would be undergoing some big changes. Now, again, these changes can appear negative, but in the end, they always are for the best. It just doesn't feel that way when we're going through it. So, just know if you happen to be going through that situation, it's not going to last forever, but sometimes, here's some good advice. Sometimes when we're fighting to try to hang on to something that is breaking down, just stop resisting, stop fighting, stop trying to hold Humpty Dumpty back together, okay? Because you can't do it and you shouldn't do it, because Pluto is about removing what is dead, what is decaying in our life, what does not serve us. Pluto aims to remove that from our life so that our personal growth can continue in a positive way. And Pluto can be a little brutal at times in the way in which this happens, but it always ushers in good changes. It just can take you a little while to see those changes. It's pretty heavy. Now, for my Libra moons, the moon is this is our emotional part of us. This is our inner life. And so, and this can also, you know, be very okay, can't figure out which word I was trying to use. Anyhow, this can be very informative about your mother as well, and your early childhood, or moon sign. But when we have Pluto squaring the Libra moon, this definitely brings some difficulties. You may feel that your emotions have been very, very intense, and maybe you've been very reactive emotionally as well. Sometimes this can cause you to maybe even have a bit of destructive or compulsive type of behavior. You know, this can certainly be about emotional power struggles as well. You know, jealousy can really come up here, especially in regards to a partner. And sometimes manipulation, guilt tripping, even domestic abuse, bullying. I mean, this can kind of make you a perpetrator or a victim of that type of what I just described. Sorry, I'm losing my words here because this is just very emotional here. But this is all about having an awareness of it. So if you know that you've been a bit more emotional and a bit more reactive lately than what is normal for you, well, now you know why. And now that you are conscious of this, then now you'll be able to essentially realize, oh yes, okay, I am reacting a bit harshly and a bit too intense. You know, maybe I have been a bit of a bully, or maybe someone's been bullying me. These are the type of situations that can be attracted to us when the moon is squaring Pluto. So it's very emotional and very personal to each one of us. But the more that you're aware of it, then the easier it is to fix. And that's why I'm mentioning it now. Even though for some of you, you may not even be in this energy yet, but at least you can be prepared for when you start feeling this energy. You'll have a better understanding of it. But you know, another thing with moon square Pluto is sometimes family secrets can come out of the closet, so to speak. And sometimes those secrets can be a bit embarrassing. Sometimes they can be done in a public fashion as well, which can lead to humiliation. You know, that's not for everyone, but you know, it can happen. But overall, it's about, you know, secrets can come out, and the reason that they do come out is so that you don't have to be bound by guilt or shame associated with them. And once it's out, you deal with it, and then boom, you can move forward with a clean slate. Because that's essentially what Pluto is about, is clearing the slate. Just like this, you know, it can be shocking, but it's about clearing the slate. So just know that being conscious and knowing, oh, okay, this has got to do with Pluto. And just knowing, okay, let's not be so reactive, let's not overreact, and do be careful to not allow yourself to become a victim. Now, for my Libra suns, you would have Pluto squaring your sun. So the sun is always about our ego. So this can definitely bring about ego type of issues. Sometimes this can also indicate that we may be dealing with power struggles with people that could potentially be authority type figures. Pluto squaring your sun would give you an intense need and want to control the situations that are going on around you. And this can bring about conflicts and even a crisis. And if that happens, it will be an intense experience, no doubt. But it all leads to you being able to excavate some very deep psychological issues that you've probably not been aware of. And these issues are probably involving fears surrounding death or losing control, maybe being abused, tortured, persecuted, maybe even fears of addiction. This can even be spiritual warfare type of issues as well. But they are just that, they are fears. And sometimes when we have them so deeply rooted in and we don't realize it, then, our fears can control us. And essentially, Pluto is trying to shine a light on what's holding us back so that we can deal with the fear and say, hey, I'm not going to be paralyzed by this fear anymore. I'm going to move forward. Again, you just need to be conscious of what is taking place. So again, if your Libra sun is 10 degrees and below, you've probably already gone through this. Anything from 11 degrees on up, you can definitely still experience, you're going to experience this energy. You may already be going through this type of energy, because Pluto is definitely the slowest moving planet in the solar system. Okay, back to the task at hand. I'm sorry, but I just felt that I absolutely had to mention it. Okay, here we have the Magician, which was the card of your recent past or what is passing. And this is all about manifesting and materializing something that you desire. And here we clarify, we get the 8 of Coins. So the 8 of Coins is about having a very good talent. You obviously would have a skill or a talent that could bring you recognition. It could even bring you monetary rewards. This would be something that you are very skilled at. You've worked very long and hard with this ability or skill. And it makes you invaluable. And this is kind of like a practice makes perfect. And so for some of you, this could easily mean you're very good at manifesting. But do remember that whatever we think about the most is what we will manifest and attract to us. So if you think good, good is what you get. Okay, here we have the card position of the present, the here and now energy. We have the 7 of Coins in the reverse position. We clarify, and now we have the 2 of Swords again. So clearly, there was a decision that you had to make in regards to this investment of money and time and energy. You have a decision to make about it. Is this something you want to continue pursuing? Okay, this was the card of your near future. Here we had the Wheel of Fortune. Lucky, lucky Libras. Lady Luck's on your side. We clarify, we get the Ace of Cups. So undoubtedly, some of you have most definitely started a new relationship or recently gotten married. Some of you potentially are pregnant or soon will be. Or this could be indicating that someone very close to you within your family circle, or someone that's a very close longtime friend, that someone very close to you could be pregnant and giving birth soon. But the Ace of Cups, you are opening up your heart. You're opening up to the possibilities of love. And with Lady Luck on your side, hey, I feel like a lot of you definitely have multiple choices to choose from in regards to a relationship. And even if you don't see it right now, maybe it'll just take a little while, but you'll find out. I think some of you guys have some secret admirers out there. Okay, this was our card position of your attitude. Here we had the Judgment card in the reverse position. This is not hearing or seeing the true nature of a situation. We clarify and we get the Ten of Wands in the reverse position. So this is you finally just dropping a heavy load, like, I can't handle carrying all these heavy burdens and responsibilities anymore. I can't do it. Because these are very heavy burdens, and these burdens can actually cause you to become ill. But now that it's in the reverse position, you've dropped it. So this is a situation that you're like, you know, I can't do it no more. But maybe we've missed out on something because we haven't seen the true nature of this situation. Okay, this is the card position of how other people see you. Here we had the Seven of Wands, and this is about competition, but this is also about perhaps being on the defensive and willing to defend yourself, your family, your values, your beliefs, whatever it may be, your cause. And here we get the Queen of Wands in the reverse position. So the Queen of Wands, when she's in the reverse position, she's very aggressive. So the charm goes out the window and she becomes very aggressive. Some may even say that she is bossy, she's being pushy, maybe even a little arrogant. It's like there's a bit of a short fuse. Like you're just tired of dealing with the crap. And so maybe some of you are on the defensive and you're being a bit overly aggressive about it. Okay, this was the card position of hopes and fears. We had the Ten of Swords, which was the karmic cycle. This is a lesson. This is very painful. Literally being backstabbed. We clarify and we get the Strength card. Now the Strength card is being able to solve problems without physical force. We are able to get our points across by doing so with love rather than physical force. And also, with the Strength card, she is in control of her fears. And so while this appears to be a fear, there seems to be a positive message attached to this fear, saying, stay in control of your mind, don't let fear get the upper hand, because she's very much in control. She is not letting fear control her. She's in control. And she will make her point, and she will do so in a loving way. Now we had our final outcome card, which was the Queen of Coins. we clarify and we get the Ten of Swords. So it looks like what you fear just might be manifesting. Some of you may have had this intuition and have known that it's been coming, and maybe you've just been trying to avoid it, but then boom, out of the blue, here it comes. For some of you, you're going to literally feel like you were blindsided by the situation. And so this does bring much anxiety, fear, loss. You know, this man, he's got 10 swords in his back. So sometimes this can literally indicate that someone has backstabbed you. This can also indicate, you know, issues that were around betrayal and deception. There's a very karmic vibe to this card. So here we have the Tower, which is very karmic as well. It's about clearing the slate. And here we have Ten of Swords. And this is very karmic as well. This is showing that a karmic cycle is now complete. And both of these cards do clear the slate. But it doesn't make this situation easy, okay? It is painful. Typically, this is going to be a loss of something or someone. Yeah. You know, this could be about a legal situation. This could also be about a work situation as well. This could be about getting a divorce. But overall, this is about the end of a karmic cycle. And there is a loss of some kind. And again, this is a painful loss. It's almost like a traumatizing loss. But just know that things will get better. The sun will come out tomorrow, and things will start to improve slow but steadily. You can't stay stuck in this energy for very long. So it is painful, but again, it is going to usher in a clean slate for you so that you can start over, and then you don't have any extra karma weighing you down. But I believe, since we have the Wheel of Fortune here, that ultimately luck will be on your side. Plus we have the Strength card popping in here. So don't let fear get the better of you. This is a painful enough situation. You don't want to let fear add any more to what you're already going through. Okay? Now, this was the bottom of the deck. Here we have this Seven of Wands. It came out in the reverse position this time. So this indicates that if you had competition, then the competition is nowhere near as stiff as you had thought it was. So whatever the competition you may have thought you had, it is absolutely nothing to worry about. Now, this can also indicate that perhaps someone may have made some threats. But with it being in the reverse position, more than likely they're just all bark and no bite. So if you're competing for something, someone may make threats, but I wouldn't give them much attention. Okay. I have some love oracle cards for you guys. I'm not going to clarify them this month, so I'll just lay them out and read them to you, and then you'll know which ones resonate with you. The first one, free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. And yeah, this is definitely making sense. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. True love. This is the romance of a lifetime. And for some of you, you need to clear the slate so that you can get true love and a soulmate. Wedding. This situation involves a marriage, which I think for some of you, this situation does involve a marriage. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Okay, Libras, do keep your head high, okay? Don't let this get the better of you. Don't let fear make you more depressed. Take control. Don't let that fear control you. You control your emotions. You control your intellect. Don't let fear do it for you. Fear will paralyze you. We don't need that. But yes, there's definitely a karmic cleansing and clear slate. So be prepared and just know that you have the inner strength to see this through, and you do have luck on your side. So I love you guys, and I will talk to you guys next month. I'm sending you blessings of healing, prosperity, and love. Talk to you next month.